Hey, it's your girl, Charissa Marie. If you're watching this, that means you're watching the replay of myself and Toshara Joy's interview. I had a lot of editing to do. I had some crazy audio issues, but I think I may have solved some of those problems. Enjoy, and please, if you really do like these videos, and so you want me to keep them coming, please like, subscribe, and share the little share button. Hit share, subscribe, okay? So that the next time I do a video, you'll be notified. Thank you, and it helps me so much. So you all keep tuned, and thank you so much. Enjoy the video. Let me introduce you, and then we are going to get into it. So, you guys, this is Charissa Marie with P.H.R.E.E.E and CharissaMarie.com, and I'm so excited for tonight, and to introduce you to Toshara Joy. And she's just a beautiful person. I met her at a chamber event, and I just have a thing about people. And she was just inspiring. So I'm gonna have her. I'm gonna call her Joy. I'm calling her Joy because that's what she is. She's a walking joy. Okay, but we're gonna get into some to talk about her.
Oh, that's so sweet.
She's doing some things. So, Miss Joy, tell me about yourself.
Rework and resell vintage clothing. Yep. And I do that online and through pop-up shops around the Hampton Roads area. I'm also a mom, so you may hear my son in the background make some baby sounds. But overall, I'm an entrepreneur from Newport News, originally in Portsmouth. And yeah, my overall story is kind of just very unique and my overall aesthetic and beliefs and all that. So it really just gets into, I pour that into my business and I network a lot through that.
Well, I think you're multifaceted. I was checking out your website, and first of all, you definitely have an eye. A lot of people get a little bit intimidated when they go, 'cause I'm a thrifter like you, but I can see the beauty in something that to someone else might be like, oh, ain't no way, right? But I was looking at your website and the things that you do and the
Right.
things that you wear and some of the models are wearing, I'm like, could be like on red carpet. Or like if I were a celebrity one day, then I would be like, I'm gonna call Miss Toshara Joy, look, because so she can hook me up. So where does your inspiration come? Like, it's like
Yes.
how were you always this way, like creative
It
in
really,
that way?
I I love art as a whole. I think
Mhm.
he's gone out. It's such a huge thing to like be able to see just everything and kind of pull from anything. So my inspiration just comes from being open, and I valued like diversity and inclusion. So it's really just like a pull from streetwear, but different decades. And
Mhm.
I just really love bold fashion. I love print, and I love quality. So those are all parts of it. I just make sure that it's sustainable.
Now tell me a little bit about so Bad Joy Customs. I think it involves more than just one thing. So what tell me about this Bad Boy Customs, your business.
Bad Joy Customs and Apparel is the full name, and it's basically the reworks and resell. So we rework garments, which are our made to order kind of list, or our one of ones. So I'll make basically one offs of a specific thing that I found really cute and resell it. Or I'll find really bold vintage pieces that I don't touch and I sell those. But I also do the custom part, which is basically someone gives me an item. It's basically alterations, but we can come up with a very unique and creative way to kind of get them to a different place. So, for example, I had a client give me jackets or vest from her mom, and we were able to turn them into pillows that she can keep forever. She was never going to wear the vest, but she had to, or she was able to keep. the sentimental value of the vest for, however long she wants to keep them now because now they're pillows. So there's different aspects of it, and those are like the three main things. Other than that, I
Mhm.
kind of dabble in just community. So it's really important to me, like sustainability. We talk about that and kind of give other people the education with it, but also like make it fun. I think sustainability is usually geared towards, people who are really into like sustainable, like eco-friendly yoga and like holistic living, but it is also a form of expression, being able to DIY certain garments to make them specifically yours. So that's basically the realm that we're in, and kind of bringing that to Hampton Roads where it's already pretty popular other places.
Now, how long have you been because did you do this while you were in college or pretty much your whole life?
I did. I started in 2019, the business, but before that, yeah, yeah. It was actually a form of like survival at one point because I was actually born. Well, I grew up in foster care, so I wasn't getting a whole lot of new clothes or shopping a whole lot, but I loved fashion. I loved playing dress up. I loved dolls and all that, like all that. So it just became a way to express myself, but also a way to cope with what was happening in my life. Because I love fashion, but I had no money. So kind of both of those things.
Okay, that's amazing. See, and I don't know that we really got into that when I first met you, but why would we? That's because that is that speaks
Yeah,
to your
yeah,
being able to stick with something and see something through because you have to be really self-disciplined
yeah.
to do that. So I mean, anyway,
Absolutely.
you really
Yeah.
do. So because you're a young entrepreneur and like a lot of us sometimes those things come because we have to do it, but it's also a blessing when it's actually something we kind of love anyway, and so it's a nice marrying of the two. Do you
Right.
ever
Right.
find
Right.
yourself in situations where little girls or young people or women are looking up and have questions for you, like do you ever are you in situations where women can ask you how you got started?
I would love to talk about it more because actually at one point I was so ashamed of it. I would be like terrified of telling people at all that I was in foster care or that I was adopted. It was actually something I had to come to terms with, and it kind of like blew up because I was exposed in school. So like some people would bully me for it and things like that. So I'm coming to terms now with like the power in my story and understanding that I'm not the only person with similar backgrounds. So now I'm kind of getting this sense from the universe to like share the story and to talk to people more and to be open and honest with people. And it's so important to me to be authentic now because for so long I was afraid of being authentic. So I definitely want more experiences with sharing. But as time goes, it's naturally happening.
Yeah, I can because it's going to happen, and I'm sorry in advance because one of my passions is to talk to young girls, and I have a few. Like I have one. One is grown. She thinks she's an adult. Well, she is. She's 29. But then I have a 12-year old.
Yeah.
I be holding on, but I have a 12-year old who is at it's that moment right now. She's very sensitive to things. And so I like to have her
Yeah.
be around people who have who acknowledge that they are insecure and that but there's you're gonna get through this. This is not the end all be
Right.
all. I think
Right.
just you being like you doing things like going to the chamber are going, those things are going to expose you, and people are going to want to talk to you, and they're going to want to hear your story, and you're going to naturally fall into it. And you're so articulate and well spoken, so it's just going to work out for you that way. So,
Right.
and yeah, in fact, I'm thinking of people I want to introduce you to now. Anyway, but we'll talk later. We'll talk after this. Self-care, because it's so important, and I am still learning, and this is why I always want to know from the people I'm talking to what they do, because I suck at it personally. I am still learning how to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you, my dear, are entrepreneur, and you're trying to do a lot of things and still live. And because I am a Facebook stalker, I know you have a baby, so you have
Yes.
a lot going on for yourself. So how do you take care of yourself when it's time to slow down?
So I actually have been in therapy for the last few months, since August. I find that that is such a huge part of my self-care because I'm learning so much about myself and I'm not avoiding myself because I'm having these hard conversations with myself. So journaling has been kind of an extension of that, and also giving myself grace, patting myself on the back, celebrating my wins when I do win. And every morning I'm trying to like get into a routine where I'm like actively physically taking care of myself, like yoga or doing my face care or skincare routine. Even bathing. Sometimes I like when you're so busy and you're like in the zone, you even forget sometimes to bathe. Like it gets pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but with it all, the grace that I have for myself and being gentle with myself and giving myself room to fall, to cry, to, not be perfect is probably one of the hardest things that, I have to do for self-care, but it's totally necessary and it helps a lot.
Like you, here's my thing. I have yet to, but I want to begin to see a therapist. And originally, and now I'm being really transparent, and this is gonna might be hard for some of my family members and people that know me to hear. Here's I know that I probably need a therapist to help me navigate um, this life. Because I tend to want to please everybody sometimes. I'm growing out of that. Um, but I'm also, now this is wrong. I have such high standards, and I make that hard for people around me. They don't know that. You know what I mean? The people, they don't know that, but in my head I'm like, they could have done it like
Yeah.
this. And my
Yeah.
anxiety level is through the roof.
Yeah.
Other things, and then things have to be exact. And I'm a Virgo. Things have to be in order all the time, and just perfect.
Mm.
That's just not the case. And so I have let myself kind of be like, it's okay. It's like it's not gonna break. And my husband is almost the opposite of
Right.
me. So it kind of works. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it kind of works out that he balances me. Because I can kind of be like, okay, well, it didn't fall apart completely doing it that way. But another truth, and an honest truth that I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud. Oh, the reason it's taking me so long to see a therapist is not because of the stigma in our culture, because we have it, especially in our age group and older, but mainly because I'm afraid that once I start talking about things that I need to see, that I might see things and it caused me to go in a direction I don't want to go in, or to move in directions, right? You know what I'm saying? Move in direction that others won't understand and won't see coming, possibly. And that frightens me because that goes back
See,
to
that's
me
that
being,
people pleaser thing.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
so I'm terrified of
That's
that.
something I definitely, yeah, I get it.
That's
I get it. That's actually what kept me going for a while. And my ex, and this is very personal to me, but he wasn't a very good partner. I will say he was physical with me, and for a long time I would be so like ready to like I knew if I went to therapy and I got my stuff together and my mental right, I wasn't going to be with him anymore. And I was going to know myself in a whole different way. And I was going to move in a different way. And it ended up happening either way. I couldn't fight it anymore. Even with not, I didn't start therapy until after we broke up. So, I mean, the universe has this way of just kind of like, if you know it's not right, it's not right. And it's just, it will unfold anyways. And something will push you to the point where it's like, this is so uncomfortable. I can't do anything else but do what I need to do anyway. So, not only that, but like, you got this one life. And if you're not happy in it and you're not fulfilled, like, you can't do anything else for anyone else. And it just becomes like this regretful life, and it's drags you down, it's depressing. And I'm only saying that because I've been there. Like I hated the feeling, and I think now all these things unfolding and all the pain that I had to go through to get to this point was so worth it because I'm free. I'm actually free,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
That's
mentally
good.
like
That is good. I
yeah,
mean, and it's
it's
hard
huge.
because especially if you're doing something for so long. And for me, it's not. It's also like just relationships with friends or
Hmm.
family members. Those things get
Hmm.
complicated and tricky, and it affects how you move if you allow it.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
and that's what I'm afraid of because what do you do? You know what they say about you can't pick your family or your friend. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
you
You know
can.
what I mean? All those
Yes, you can.
things.
Yes, you can.
it, um,
I I I let
but
you
you have to
finish.
commit. You're right. You have to. And you know what? You're right because I being a military wife and I used to get the itch every 3 years to move because we don't now, we're done moving around. But I would never get too attached to people and things and circumstances because I knew I was going to be moving. And that was a safe place for me, I have to admit. You know what I mean? I was kind of cool with that. I'm cool with knowing you for a few years and I'm out. Like but
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
I'm struggling here because he's retired. It's different. Like I'm like, I have to now
Yeah.
learn how to make meaningful relationships. I do have them, but they're from friends that I've had for 30, 40 years, that I've just had all my life. And they require work too, you know. Man, you know what, Miss Joy? You are so wise in your youth. Do you hear that a lot?
Thank you. I do because I mean, I had to grow up fast. I had to figure things out. I mean, in foster care, that and I hate alluding to it all the time, but I mean, it really is a part of like my whole character. Like everything I do is intentional because I've been through so much stuff. So I had to kind of be, this mom before I even became a mom because I had a little sister who was looking up to me. And I've always, kind of every house that we go to, I'm leading. So
Mhm.
it comes with time and I hear it all the time. But I used to think that it was just me like not being able to relax. But I think now it's me just able to see things that a lot of people don't at this age. So I think it's something that definitely gives me a competitive edge, and because of it, I'll be able to kind of get ahead, sooner than a lot of my peers. But I'm hoping that I can bring those peers with me. Like I want, the people that I care about with me, but I understand sometimes you have to stand alone.
Mhm. Mhm. But here's my thing. I just love to see the beauty in people, and I'm not talking about the physical beauty, although you are beautiful on top of that. But I'm
Thank you.
talking about, the beauty inside the person that shines so bright you can't miss it. And I'm just so I know I just met you, and I hope that this won't be our last connection. I want to continue to see,
No.
and and I'll be here for whatever you need. But in fact, by the way, I got my order in for some alterations. So I have
I got you.
But I'll be here. But I think I just with your wisdom right now, you already know how to kind of keep yourself safe, which is already miles and miles ahead of a lot of new entrepreneurs, let alone young, old, or otherwise, just new entrepreneurs. So I'm excited to see like where you're going to grow. I saw last year, maybe it was last year, you were involved in a fashion. Was it a fashion show or a pop up shop, or was it the same thing? Or
Yeah, that was this. So it was this past April. I had turned 24, and that's actually the time that I had broke up with my ex. That was such a crazy time. No one could tell, but it was such a pivotal moment in what I call my career. Like, I think
Mhm.
so much happened in that time, so much growth. But yeah, it was a fashion show to keep the answer short.
Are you doing anything like that again anytime soon? And how did that come about?
A lot of people are asking me that, and I'm shocked. But I actually, so sustainability is such an important part of my brand and my business. So I don't come out with seasonal types of things. I drop maybe once to twice a year. Um, and with time, I may do more. It's just the demand needs to be there. So I I want to focus more on the pop-up shops because I feel like I get to really interact with people a lot more and more intimately. But I know there will be times I'm thinking of doing like just some one of a kind drops. I'm trying to get more people onto the website. So once I see a little bit more growth, I'll definitely look into doing some more fashion shows. I specifically want to work with Foster Beauty though, because they are a premier event hosting company. I trust them with my life. They have the vision, it's clean, it's crisp. And I really love the owners. So I definitely want to partner with them, but I'm, trying to see what will happen next, where I'll be led to next.
Okay, now you gotta school me. Okay, so what? Tell me about this group. I don't know them.
So it's actually a couple. It's the Fosters. They're married. They're actually a pretty young couple. They had experience in the military. They were taking photos, and then they came back and they just kind of created Foster Beauty. So it's a fashion show. They do Foster Beauty media services and actual Foster Beauty like beauty line, not cosmetics, but like skincare and stuff like that. And it's a couple, and they are just top tier. I'll definitely connect you for sure, for sure. But yeah,
How did you
it's
find
also like this area.
them? Okay.
This area is just full of creatives, and I think we sleep on each other, and then we're not getting media coverage or anything, so it's like you don't know we're here. So it's just about connecting, and I was just one day looking for like a fashion show to be involved with, and they had popped up, and I'm like, this is perfect. Like everything about their marketing is clean, everything is just professional. When I like hit them up, they were super relatable, and we're instant with communication. Just everything was just top tier. So when I ended up doing the event and we're just getting closer, we're talking more. It's just like I'm in love. Like I love the couple. I love what they're doing. I love what they're standing for. And it's just you know I just have these really nice, earnest networking that I'm building. So it's plenty of more people to see and meet.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So you pretty much when you involve yourself with them, they help with the promotion. It sounds
Hmm.
like the event.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. They make videos. They do all types of things.
You like when you go thrifting, do you already have something in mind that you're looking for that you want to recreate, or do you get there and then the moment moves while you're there?
So I have a whole like mood board of things that inspire me fashion wise. I'm really into textures and prints, like I said earlier. So I'll see something, I'll save it, and then eventually I'll like if I see the perfect piece, I'm like, oh, I can do that with it. So I'll put it off to the side and I'll create it. But I try to really go in intentionally. So when I am shopping, I typically am shopping for myself, and I do make a list, and I'm like, I'm looking for a leather jacket. I'm looking for this. And I try to stay focused because I get in the thrift store, I can literally walk out with like $150 worth of everything. I'll get shoes, I'll get pants, I'll get everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Furniture. It gets crazy. I want people to go on badjoycustoms.com, purchase some items so I can
Yes.
feel like it's worth the time, okay? So if I know people are up there and they love what they see, I will upload more. There will be more pieces. It just needs to make sense. So that's the biggest thing for me right now. If you have questions, you reach out to us on at Instagram, badjoycustoms.com. It's on Instagram as Bad Joy Customs. You can follow my
Mhm.
personal page, Shara Slays. I mean, that's all attached to the link tree. So that's the biggest thing that I need right now. Some, people
Yeah.
engaging, let me know that you see me and that you are, supporting what I'm trying to give you guys.
Yes, please come on and support because it's good giving. It's good giving. So get it. Get some. I just want to thank you. Thank you for coming and being a part of this
Thank you.
live. And we will share this. You can share it like this, but I'm gonna do a cute little replay and put it all together, make it nice. Don't wait. I just share and people
Okay.
can tune in. But thank you so much. And I can't wait to do it again. And if I don't see you before,
Thank
have a happy
you. See you next time.
See you the next time.
You too.
All
For
right.
sure. Bye.